Hello and welcome back to the Markie channel. You are now greeted with a severely broken Markie, it just so happens. Now the reason behind that is because just yesterday I was part of an event called Clash of Creators, which was a football event, or as you Americans call it, soccer. And long story short, we actually won the whole tournament, which is great, okay? Had a jolly old time. If you want to see some pictures and videos of that, go to my Instagram, it's @CallumMarkie, you can see the stuff there. But the one downside to it all is that I'm very fragile today, as in my legs just don't feel like legs anymore. Literally about 10 minutes into the first game, I pulled my hamstring, and then I went on to play like an extra 50 or 60 minutes. So my right leg is literally in bits right now. So the only thing I can do is sit and record videos, which I mean, not complaining, do enjoy it and everything. I just wish I didn't feel like a piece of cardboard. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, today's video is going to be another topics video, shock horror, where we start off with the smaller stuff and work our way up to the bigger stuff, okay? You guys know how this works. So for the first one, we actually have Gabbie Hanna and Sawyer, which is very interesting type of beef that's going on. I say beef, it's a tweet mainly, but either way, Gabbie Hanna actually tweeted out the other day this video that we actually spoke about, where in the description she spoke about how she was going away from social media. But the interesting thing here is, as you can see by this tweet right here, it says, "Sorry, I'm late," and the picture is Gabbie Hanna in a bathtub. Now, Sawyer actually quote retweeted this saying, "Love all the songs on this album." Now, at first, I didn't even know what this meant, because sorry, Sawyer, if you're watching this, because I know you're a big fan of the Markie channel, I didn't know what album she was talking about. But after doing a little bit of digging, okay, it turns out Sawyer also has an album called Sorry I'm Late, where the cover photo is this. It's Sawyer in a bathtub. I mean, it's pretty fucking similar, isn't it? And now obviously a lot of people are calling Gabbie out for copying. I wouldn't go as far to say that, because it's not like Gabbie's released an album called Sorry I'm Late of her in the bathtub. She might have just titled that and thumbnailed that because she likes this album or whatever. I mean, it's just a YouTube video at the end of the day. But yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think this is something that is actually not that great and she has clearly copied and she shouldn't have? Or do you think it's not that big of a deal because it's a fucking YouTube title and thumbnail? Let me know. Now moving on, ladies and gentlemen, we have a bit of an update on Mcbroom, someone we spoke about a lot recently because there seems to be a lot going wrong right now for him. Obviously at first it was about the social gloves thing where fighters weren't getting paid and then people might be suing Mcbroom. Then it came out that a company that Austin had worked with, or his wife had worked with as well, were actually suing the Ace family for $30 million. Now, that's what my last video that I uploaded yesterday, I believe, is about. So if you do want to see more about that, go over there. There's a link in the description to all the documents involved as well, so you can see all about that lawsuit, because yet again, like I said then, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know that much about it. But one thing I do know, because I'm not that stupid, $30 million, quite a lot of money, you know? I wouldn't say I'm too far away from 30 million, but it's a lot of money, I guess. Now, who am I kidding? I actually jumped on the coach that was ran by the event just to get home yesterday, even though I wasn't on the list. Had to put my head down so I wasn't seen by the people organising it, so I wouldn't get kicked off, just because I didn't want to pay for a train. So when it comes to 30 million, some would say I'm quite far off. But anyway, the paparazzi actually caught up with Austin yesterday and asked him a lot about the social glove stuff, and he's actually saying that he's now suing people, so there's a lot of lawsuits going on quite clearly.
For the past couple weeks, I've been used as a punching bag. I've been having to bite my tongue for several reasons. One reason is I didn't want to be sued. But now that the lawsuit is filed against LiveX Live, Social Gloves is suing LiveX Live for several reasons. Obviously, you guys know.
Look, right, before he does say anything, and I don't mean to be that guy, okay? And this is coming from someone who has the worst facial hair to ever exist. In fact, you probably can't even see it. But I never understood this little thing on his chin right here. But I mean, you do you, but I just don't understand. Don't understand what this is about, but fair enough, Austin. I'm sure you've got bigger things to worry about. I mean, $30 million and a bit of hair on your face. Don't know which one's more important, but let's listen to what he has to say.
Nowadays on social media, rumors are just people saying he say, she say. No one really knows anything, right? So the two rumors are Social Gloves is bankrupt, which is cap. It's false. It's not true.
I'm just imagining that in a court of law. You know, Your Honor, what I would say about the social glove stuff is it's cap, okay? It's really, really cap.
Everyone that was at the event knows that there was probably 20,000 people there. Just at the gate alone, we probably made $3 or $4 million. So just that, we're not even talking about pay-per-view numbers. We're not talking about brand deals. We're just talking about at the event. So Social Gloves.
Yeah, but you're saying the gate as if that's not a really crucial bit. You're like, oh, it's just the gate, and even that was $4 million. Imagine what the other stuff is. The gate's a massive, massive, massive part of it. And yet again, $3-4 million, of course, a lot of money, but you're meant to be paying Bryce Hall $5 million. So You can see why people don't think that's exactly enough. And yeah, don't get me wrong, okay, off the pay-per-view numbers alone, they might have made just under $7 million, I think they're saying, because they said it was 136,000 pay-per-view buys. So yeah, that's another lot of big cash. Then you've got brand deals on top of that. I don't know how much that would be for a boxing event, but I can't imagine it being more than the gate. So let's try and be fair, okay? Let's say the brand deal is like $2 million. Like I said, I don't even know if that's even close, okay? But let's say that is, because I think that's quite a big number. I feel like I'd probably overestimate it quite a lot, actually. That leaves you with what? Just under $12 million in total, including everything, okay? And then you've got Bryce Hall, which is $5 million. You've got Austin, who said he was going to make $3 million. You're left with what? Just under $4 million, or about $4 million for all the rest of the fighters. All the production of the event, which was massive, by the way. All the celebrity appearances, like DJ Khaled and the Migos and stuff like that. Yeah, it doesn't seem like you have enough to pay people. And then you bear in mind as well, you've already paid 2 people. You've paid Deji and Gibb, I believe, or definitely Gibbs. I spoke to him about it yesterday. He said he got paid, so that's obviously fucking good news. But then when you take away that type of money, you don't have enough, clearly, to pay these fighters. And I don't know how you ever thought you would, really, because the production itself would have cost a fucking fortune. So him trying to, like, talk about the numbers right now, being like, look, we made, like, $3 million on the gate. It's like, yeah, but you also said you could pay people, like, millions, so I don't know. It seems a bit stupid to me.
Not bankrupt at all.
Keep going, okay?
The second thing is saying that fighters did not get paid. Yes, fighters have not got paid yet, including myself. But that is because LiveX Live. So let me break down LiveX Live and how Social Gloves works, right? Just in case the fans don't really know how boxing events happen, right? So you got Social Gloves, which is the promotion company that puts together the event, right? That organizes the fights, that puts together the event. LiveX Live is a live stream partner. In order for an event to take place, you need a live stream partner.
I love how he says, by the way, in that, he's like, yeah, let me just explain to the people, like, you know, the fans who might not really understand how boxing works, okay? Basically just trying to make it seem as if, like, okay, right, you're a bit stupid, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Effing completely makes sense, okay? There's a very logical reason why people haven't been paid. But this doesn't happen often, Austin. You know, these boxing events, you don't see, like, Conor McGregor coming out being like, ah, man, I didn't get paid for this fight, oh, what's this about? So it doesn't happen, okay? It's not a common thing. So for you to be like, oh, yeah, this is just boxing. Yeah, this is how boxing works. Like, what are you going to complain about? It's not true. You're just trying to patronize people. That's literally what you're doing right now.
Thinks that Social Gloves just did everything. No. Social Gloves partnered with LiveX Live, who live streamed it and collected everybody's money, right? So the reason why the fighters haven't got paid yet is because LiveX Live has been holding on to all the funds. They have not paid Social Gloves one penny. And that's why Social Gloves is suing LiveX Live.
And by all the funds, he means the pay-per-view buys, by the way. So he obviously has got the gate that he just spoke about right now. He's obviously got the sponsorships and whatnot. He's talking about the pay-per-view buys. Now, based on the fact that they got 136,000 pay-per-view buys, that's about, what, $7.5 million, or roughly just under $8 million. It's obviously a lot of money that they're trying to get right now. And if they haven't got it, then obviously they should probably get it. But I feel like there's something that we are definitely not hearing right now, because LiveX Live hosts a lot of events. And you don't really hear many people going out and saying that LiveX Live are these like major scammers or anything. But yeah, you know, obviously it makes sense for Austin to blame of people, so the heat goes off him, even though clearly it's partially his fault. I mean, he's a CEO of Social Gloves, and if you want to say like they don't have the funds, yeah, maybe not, but they're a massive part of this organization, okay? It was branded fucking everywhere. And they keep talking about how they're gonna do like Social Gloves too as well. I don't know how anyone's gonna want to be a part of that unless they get paid up front. If they don't get paid up front, who's gonna say yes to that? Especially big name people where they don't have to say yes to these type of things. I don't understand how he's going to do it, but apparently he's going to try. He's going to try and find KSI as well, I'm pretty sure. I just don't see how he would ever do it under Social Gloves, but what the fuck do I know? Let me know your thoughts down below. Now moving on to the last couple topics, ladies and gentlemen. They're all about one single person, and that is Trisha Paytas. Now, we haven't really spoke about Trisha Paytas that much, because I feel like after the frenemy stuff, like, there hasn't really been anything to talk about. But I can imagine we're probably only like maybe a few days, a week at most, where Trisha's gonna yet again try and do something to try and get the name out there again and become like as relevant as they were during frenemies and whatnot. And I feel like we're kind of warming up to that right now with these next couple of things we're talking about. One little smaller thing right here was a little TikTok she posted, you know, laughing at all the people who tried to cancel her. So as you can see, a piece of comedy genius right there. You know, I absolutely love it when YouTubers are like, oh, you know, you try to cancel me for the millionth time, and then when you actually, like, talk about it and you think, oh, why did they try and cancel you? Oh, yeah, you faked having DID and pretended you had alters and admitted to it, and you've went on podcasts and spoke about how you would give people STDs and you were proud of it, and it's like, oh, right. So it's not really something to be proud of then. In fact, fuck being proud of it. It's a bit worrying that nothing's really happened and you're kind of just simply okay after that. But each their own. Trisha's buzzing. She's going to carry on doing what they were doing before, I imagine. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a week, I guess. And the reason why I say I'll probably see you guys in a week is because Trisha Paytas was actually on Tana Mongeau's podcast, as I can probably imagine it being the first podcast episode for Tana Mongeau, since it's the first thing I've really seen about it.
The cancelled podcast is off to an amazing fucking start.
Cancelled before it starts.
Oh, God.
Can I just say, by the way, cancelled podcast will never be anything on the cancelled corner. I think it's actually offensive, to be honest. You weren't the first person to put cancelled in a show name. I mean, I probably wasn't either. But yeah, the cancelled corner's better, okay?
So this happened. We're about to take OnlyFans photos.
I haven't done an OnlyFans pop in so long. Oh my god, the close-up.
Yes, titties. Oh my God, so
Yours
hot.
looks so good.
Say hi.
He's broke.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it does seem like the production seems to be pretty high level for this, as you'd probably imagine, because Tana Mongeau is a multi-millionaire. But yeah, this is gonna be an interesting podcast. I imagine a combination of Tana and Trisha isn't gonna end well, and to be honest, the Cancel Podcast is probably a really good name in hindsight, because they are definitely gonna say something that I will end up talking about in a future video, let's be honest here. But yeah, I would love to know your opinions on what you think is gonna be said here, and how long into the podcast you think it is until they put themselves into another scandal or something like that, and if it's going to be something big. It's going to be an interesting one, I reckon. But yeah, either way, I would love to know your opinions on everything we spoke about in today's video, and if you did enjoy it, please do leave a like down below, subscribe if you are new as well, and I guess until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.